it's Tamoya here. So I'm just here outside of the AMC and I'm about to watch the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and I will tell you my review when I get home. The AMC I'm at right now is at the 42nd Street Times Square AMC. If you guys live in New York, that would be a great AMC to come see it, and a lot of people are here to see the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. So if you guys can and you're around here, then come and watch it. It's gonna be so great. So I'll see you guys when I get home. Hope you enjoy the movie if you're watching it. Hey guys, I'm back home from the Broly movie, and I wanted to talk to you guys about my opinion and my review of the Broly movie. I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I found interesting or did not really like about the Broly movie, and I want to share my opinions with you guys. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about the movie. So, the artwork. The first thing I noticed about the movie is that the artwork, or the art style, or animation, however you want to call it, was different. Like, if you guys see in the Dragon Ball Super art style, it's all like a clean, very clean, you know, art style that they put a lot of work and a lot of money into it. However, if we look at the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, at the beginning, you see an okay style of the artwork. So that was fine. It was like a slight difference from the Super, you know, episodes. So at first, the artwork was great. Like I said before, the artwork was fine. I didn't mind it. But then as you go on to like the more into the movie, you realize that there's like 5 different art styles, and I was just sitting there like, what is this? I wasn't understanding any of it, because then after, you know, the whole backstory of Broly and, you know, the planet Vegeta and what had happened to it and Frieza and all of that stuff, after the whole backstory, you see that, you know, it's one art style. Once you get into where Goku and Vegeta are currently in present time, you see that the art style is more cartoony, and that kind of like, that was different. I wasn't expecting. Okay, I get it, maybe they wanted to do it like that. I think maybe it probably was intentional, but it did bother me in a way to see that the art style went from one thing to a different thing, and I had no idea why. As we go into the movie, you know, you see that it goes back into Super, like Dragon Ball Super art style. All clean and stuff, like clean animated, and I'm like, okay, we went from one art style in the beginning, a cartoony art style, like a kind of like a Nichijou kind of art style with Vegeta and Goku. Then we went back to Super art style. Okay, what's going on here? So as the movie goes along, then you go into the fighting scene. Again, still clean Dragon Ball Super art style. Then you have these parts where they are in 3D. Okay, it's not the first time we see 3D in a movie in like a 2D, you know, motion picture. But the fact that it went from 2D to 3D, I've never really understood that when I like seen movies. But I'm like, okay, if we're doing action, they're gonna want to like show, you know, something that's more dramatic than like everything else is. But I don't know. We keep going, jumping around art styles, like the way it looks. It just kind of bothered me, and I don't know. It really did like bother me in a way, because I don't like these like sudden changes. Like I can do one change, but once you have like different changes, like there's different ways of them drawing the characters and like animating them, it kind of really bothered me. That was one down, like, you know, that was one kind of moment. Like, I don't really like, and it's been like going in my mind. I would talk to friends about the movie and I'm like, but the art style, and they're like, well, I didn't notice. And that was one thing that I noticed, like, once I saw the movie. But, you know, everyone has their own opinions about it. Let me know in the comments below if you did like the art style of this movie. Vegeta. This whole thing is about the scene where Vegeta is fighting Broly. And, you know, the fight is getting good. He is, you know, allowed to go and fight Broly. And you see this whole epic fight. It's like boom here and boom that. And it was just epic. Like, I fell in love. They gave Vegeta his moment, which I applaud them for. It's just great because usually Vegeta doesn't have all of this, like, you know, all this moment to himself. And I really enjoy that. However, one thing I did have a problem with is that Broly then changes his form, right? The first time you see him power up into this form where, like, you know, he has this whole big boost. And then you see Vegeta getting beat up by him.
Oh, shit. Vegeta!
Okay, but it's not something that, like, it was a big problem. Like, Vegeta's smart. Everybody knows Vegeta's a smart character, and that's okay. Like, you see him get beat up sometimes, and, you know, that's fine. But the second you see Vegeta hand the fight over to Goku was like a is Vegeta taking too much of the fight right now? Like, is he, like, showing off a little bit too much that you have to push Goku into this whole match? Okay, a lot of you don't know, I am a big Vegeta fan. But I do see how, like, some creators like putting the main character and kind of like shoving it down your throat sometimes. That's how I felt when I saw, you know, Vegeta hand over the fight to Goku. That kind of bothered me. Vegeta should have had a little bit more time with his fight with Broly. He should have had more time and maybe a better way of, like, the fight being handed over to Goku. Because, like, Goku was, like, a bystander, you know, watching it.
This guy's awesome! He's holding his own, still in space form!
I like how they did that, but I didn't really agree with him handing it over to Goku when it wasn't needed. But, you know, it happened. What can we do about it? It was a good match, though. Vegeta did as well. Love you, Vegeta. Another thing that bothered me about that whole scene, that came after that scene actually, was that Goku was able to be at an equal balance with Broly. When Broly was already, you know, powered up, Vegeta couldn't, but Goku comes into the fight and he's in his normal form. And he is an equal balance of power with Broly. And that made me question this whole thing. Like, why? Vegeta was not in his normal form of power. How is it that, and he was fighting, you know, Broly and losing. How is it that Goku in his normal form was able to have, like, an equal power? That didn't make any sense to me. That actually made Vegeta look a lot weaker than what he really was. And I didn't really appreciate that. But again, all you Goku fans, like, Goku looked, you know, super strong. But all those Vegeta fans out there, Vegeta kind of was, like, made to be a little bit, like, it wasn't a big deal, but it was a big deal to me. Because I didn't like that then afterwards, you know, it took Goku a little while for him to go into Super Saiyan or like Super Saiyan Blue or stuff, you know. If he would have went to how Vegeta was, that would have made them seem like, oh, okay, I have to go to this stage in order to, you know, fight Broly. But he was, you know, fighting in his normal form, and it just made Vegeta kind of look a little weak there. Again, I want to know your opinion in the comments below. So let me know about your opinion. Let me know what you thought about that. One thing I did enjoy about the Broly movie was the comedy that was in it. The creators did such a good job with incorporating so much comedy in this movie. You know, Vegeta was not his 100% like,
welcome to the end of your life, and I promise it's going to hurt. He was like,
it's pretty obvious you're not going to defeat him by yourself. I hate to admit it, but I think you're right.
Like, Vegeta was more of a character that you could relate to. Like, it was such a good, you know, add-on to this movie. Because, you know, usually Goku is the one who's like the silly one. Well, like, he doesn't know what he's really doing, but then he still does it anyway. But Vegeta, like, it was such a good, nice, you know, a nice welcoming to, like, him being more of a, you know, a human being. Like, not like he wasn't a human being before, you know, him and his cool Vegeta ways and his, like, I don't care ways. But he is, like, more, you know, you can see his relationship, his friendship with Goku. Brilliant. I love that. Another point I want to talk to you guys about is the backstory of, you know, the backstory, like, even in the anime in Dragon Ball Z, they gave us the backstory of how Frieza destroyed the planet Vegeta, and how, you know, Vegeta's father died, and how Goku's father died, and all of that stuff. Like, we saw that, but it was a little bit shorter. Like, they added some stuff, like they added the comedic stuff into the backstory, but they also cut out, like, kind of like an important, like, parts to it. Like in the Dragon Ball Z explanation, it was already short. They kind of shortened it a little bit too much for me in the Broly movie. It would have been nice to have a little bit more of an explanation, a little bit more backstory into it. I know that the creators are like, okay, let's get through the backstory. We want to see the actual fighting. I get it. That's completely fine, and I agree. But a little bit more would have been great. Like, a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's all I'm asking for. Is that too much to ask? Like, I wanted to see... Because it just cuts to the scene where Goku's dad is in front of Frieza. When Frieza, you know, makes his final blow on the planet Vegeta. You don't really see how he gets there or anything in between that, because all we see is like Goku being sent off and then him fighting, you know, well, not really fighting because he didn't even get the chance to, but him protecting, you know, planet Vegeta. Kind of would have liked a little bit more on that, but, you know, the backstory, I liked it. You know, Broly was involved, obviously, because it's Broly. But, you know, a little bit more of backstory would have been a really nice touch to it. Broly. I actually really like how Broly was in this movie. The way he was as a person, as a human being, as a Saiyan. Okay? That he grew up, you know, how he was kind of like kicked out of, you know, planet Vegeta, you know, sent off somewhere, you know, to literally grow up or die. And he had lived a harsh life because his father went to go find him and all that stuff. I did like to see that backstory of him. I did like that very much. I also liked that, you know, you see how Broly is like an innocent child. Like, he is very innocent. He doesn't like fighting. He had a friend on the planet he was in, the planet he grew up, but his father made him into a warrior, forced him to be a Saiyan warrior, and Broly did not want that. You can tell he didn't want that. It was kind of sad to see that he was forced into a lifestyle that he didn't want to be in. He couldn't have fun. He had to train. And that's just things he had to do. So when he came down to Earth and met Vegeta and Goku, he was like, automatically, I have to fight. You know? He wanted to have friends. He got close to, you know, the people he was with, he was near. It was fine. It was nice to see that. But the second, like, he was forced to, like, fight Goku and Vegeta, it was like, oh, well, he kind of doesn't really want to do this, but since he grew up, you know, thinking that Vegeta and, you know, his whole family, his father was the enemy, he had to.
I swear you will pay Vegeta dearly. The sins of your father are on your head, Prince.
The fusion dance that they did was hilarious. Hands down my favorite part of the movie. Because not only you see Goku, you know, try to convince Vegeta to do the fusion, but you see Vegeta, like, his emotion of, like, embarrassment of having to do a silly dance to get to the fusion, like, to do the fusion, was hilarious. Like, hands down, that was my favorite part. And as a Vegeta fan, loved it. His reactions were so hilarious. And the fact that, like, he, you know, as the Prince of all Saiyans, he did not want to do the fusion dance because it was embarrassing, and it is, you know, it's like downgrading from being the Prince of all Saiyans to someone who's doing a silly dance. And but the fact that he decided to do it for Bulma and Bola and, you know, low-key Trunks, even though it wasn't mentioned, you know, he was willing to still do the fusion dance, and I fell in love with Vegeta again. So him doing that, and then it not coming out the first 2 times, at the end it did come out correctly, becoming Gogeta. Perfect. That whole fusion moment was a good relief from the whole big fighting that was going on, you know, while Frieza is dealing with Broly. It was a good, like, intermission moment of the whole fight. Brilliant. And I love Piccolo's whole reaction to the whole thing, like him having to demonstrate it to Vegeta in order for Vegeta to at least know how it's done. Awesome. I give 100,000% prop to the creators that made this happen. That is something that I'm never going to forget, and I hope you guys agree with me.
Hey, Vegeta, do you know the fusion technique? Fusion technique? Oh, when you do an absurd dance and join together? You know, fusion, ha, okay? Nonsense! As if I'd ever merge myself with a fool! Come on, it's only for 30 minutes. Plus, we joined together before with the Patari rings, but we don't have any of those now. So fusion's the only chance we have to beat this guy. There has to be some other way. At least tell me there's a method that doesn't require me. It's the only way to win. So you have to swallow your pride or the Earth will be done for. Then I guess the Earth is done for. You're saying you're okay with letting Bola and your darling Bulma die. Don't dare try and guilt me into this. All right, fine. Hurry up and teach it to me. This couldn't be any more embarrassing. Now we know how it works. Don't have much time. Hurry up. Practice it now. What's wrong, Vegeta? I think I'd rather have Broly kill me. Fusion! It's no good. Your fingers didn't match up. Try it again in 30 minutes. completely off. Another 30 minutes. It's about time. Now get up there and defeat him. Oh, what should we call you?
Huh? Using the Pataras, it was Vegeta, wasn't it? Okay then, how about,
No, forget it. Hurry and go.
Now hold on a sec. Having a name would definitely make us sound much cooler. This time it will be Gokuja. Then Gojo. How about Gogeta?
Motivation to fight. So again, Broly did not get really the chance to, you know, choose what he wanted to do with his life. He was kind of trained to, like, I gotta fight this person, I have to fight that person, I have to survive, I have to do this. I'm brainwashed to thinking that Vegeta's family is, you know, the same race is like a bad thing, you know, like that. And that Vegeta's father, you know, kind of left him for dead, even though he did, but Vegeta has also something to do with that. So Broly going after Vegeta and fighting him first was, you know, big, like, open up. Like, Vegeta didn't really have much of a motivation to, like, fight Broly, but since Broly came at him first, you know how Vegeta is. He is going to come after you. He's not gonna show mercy. He's just gonna fight you until you are dead. And, you know, and Goku, well, of course, he has to save the planet. He has to be the hero. He is the main character. But again, he didn't really have a motivation to, like, fight Broly either. He just knew that Broly was fighting Vegeta. He sees someone's fighting, he has to fight. And, you know, he has to do it. But Broly is a strong fighter. Goku likes a challenge. Goku likes fighting people. Goku must fight Broly, you know. And, you know, the fighting was good, was beautifully made, you know, besides the, you know, the mixture of, like, 3D and then 2D and then 2D, 3D, 3D, 2D and all that stuff. You know, wasn't a really big fan of all that, you know, confusion. But I did like the fighting. It was so intense, like, I enjoyed it. It was so much action, so much of everything. And, you know, Goku and Vegeta fusion, awesome. Love the fight. You know, Gogeta. My name is Gogeta. It was great. It was great. It was also great seeing, like, Vegeta and Goku fail twice before they got the fusion correct. Also because, like, you know, Vegeta really did not want to do it, but, you know, it's to save the world. You know, let's not kill everybody on this planet because Broly is going out of control. Because Broly does not have any sense of who he is because in the form he was in. Again, saving the world from, you know what they say, crazy monkey, crazy ape. But yeah, fighting scene, awesome. I actually really did like it. It was so much action. So many cool moves, honestly. You know, seeing Super Saiyan, you know, Super Saiyan Blue. Loved it. Can't really say more to it. Just loved it. The ending. This is going to be really short because I didn't really have much to say. Broly should have, you know, interacted with Vegeta and Goku a little bit more, fine, or be brought to Earth. That would have been cool to see. But him being put back in his, you know, where the planet where he grew up is also a good, you know, way. He was there with friends. It's fine. He's all fine. He feels at home. It's okay. Honestly, I did like the ending. I don't know. Feel like they could have added a little bit, just a little bit more. A little bit. It was almost there to, you know, I can give it a complete applaud to it, but, you know, I heard that the fighting was supposed to last longer than it did. At first, you know, this is the first Broly movie I've seen, because I know there's 2 other ones, but this is the first one I've seen. And at first I was like, is the whole movie about fighting? Apparently it was, but it's like, okay, then it makes sense. Hello, the movie was an hour and 40 minutes. We were supposed to have a lot, like, more time on the fight. Was the fight good? Yes, I've said that. The fight was good. The fight was good. All the fights. Vegeta, Broly, Goku, Broly, Gogeta, Broly, that was good. Even Frieza versus Broly was good. Because, you know, Frieza was kind of like surprised, you know. Goku was actually smart enough to do that, which was a good. Gotta give it to you, Goku. You did well. But the movie was an hour and 40 minutes. Do I like that? No. It kind of reminds me of watching a Disney movie. Or not even a Pixar movie. A Pixar movie is actually 2 hours long. But something that, like, for children. This is anime. This is Dragon Ball Super. This is not this is not a kids movie. No, I needed more time. We all deserved more time than an hour and 40 minutes. At least 2 hours. You know how much 20 minutes? You know how valuable 20 minutes is in this anime movie? Come on. Where at our 20 minutes go? Like, honestly, maybe you guys could have made it like maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. But at least 2 hours. You could have put a little bit more of the backstory. You could have made the fight longer. You didn't have to, because I kind of felt like since it was only an hour and 40 minutes, it was kind of rushed. A little bit. It was a little bit rushed. But an hour and 40 minutes, again, don't really think it was a good idea. Should have made it at least 2 hours. You could have put a lot of things in 20 minutes. So, movie should have been a little bit longer. That's all I'm saying. Let me know if you guys think that the movie should have been longer. But overall, I loved the movie. You know, I will always love when Vegeta is somebody else. Like, Vegeta is still Vegeta. He just had a little bit more of like letting himself go a little bit, which created, you know, his comedic scenes. And he was still serious. He was still serious Vegeta when he fought. He was just nicer, and I like that. I would give out of 10. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10, just because it kind of needed like a little bit of like, you're so close. You were so close. Like 20 minutes, so close. Fighting scene, a little bit more, so close. Ending, so close. Artwork, keep it the same. You could do the 3D, but keep it the same. Most of it, keep it the same. We had Naruto, we had Super, we had Nichijou, we had everything. We had a lot of artwork in there. I was very confused. It was a great movie. I recommend it. If you guys are Dragon Ball Super fans, I recommend this movie for you guys. 7 out of 10 is not bad either. Just needed a little bit more. And I keep saying a little bit more because it really did just need a little bit push, a little more. Then it would have been a really good movie. It would have been maybe 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Like, we were waiting so much. If you went to the Comic-Con, if you went to the Comic-Con, and if you were in that premiere, like, not a premiere, like sneak peek at the Hulu theater in Madison Square Garden and saw the voice actors, you know you were waiting for this movie to come out. I was waiting for this movie to come out. I'm a little late because this video is getting uploaded on Friday for you guys to see. But I was waiting for this movie to come out. Again, just a little bit more. But overall, I liked it. I loved it. I'll probably buy the movie on iTunes once it actually is available. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is just a review. It's my opinion. Everybody else has their own opinion. Please leave in the comments below what you thought of the movie. This is what I thought of the movie. I could have gone a little bit more and, you know, explained things better, but no. I don't want to drag it too long either. But, you know, just let me know if you like the movie, what you would have liked to see different, what was good, what was just right, what needed a little bit more, or what was lacking. Did you like how long the movie was, or did you not? I want to know all of these things. So leave it in the comments below and let me know all of that. I want to hear your opinions. So thank you very much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and please subscribe. I make videos every Friday. I will see you guys next Friday. Tamoya out. Bye, guys.
Tell me one thing. What's repugnant mean?
It refers to something incredibly miserable.
Oh, that makes sense. Cool, thanks. Such a moron.